Alright guys, so today we're in a 2005 Mercedes E-Class, E500 to be exact. We're going to show you how to connect the Dension. This is a GW52MO2. The 52MO2 is actually the one that has Bluetooth and iPod and auxiliary. Alright, so alright, let me show you how it works, how to install it. Alright, first thing you're going to do, pull down your emergency brake. Alright, you're going to turn the key on, put the thing back into neutral. Alright, now you're going to turn it off. Actually, put it in reverse. Alright, you're just going to pull up here with your hands. Okay, now once you pull up, there's to be two locking tabs. Make sure your emergency brake is down and also test it. What I mean by test it is move the car around, make sure it works. Because I have had cars with no emergency brakes. Alright, so when you go back here, there's a little harness back here. Alright, this little you push in and that just releases. There's another one on the side over here. Okay, this one over here you just pull out. It has no tabs. Alright, then you're going to pull this straight up. Okay, you go over here, there's going to be this little thing. You just twist it counterclockwise. Get a good grip. Okay, and once that thing separates, it just pulls right up. Ow, that hurt. Careful you don't hurt yourself. So pretty much what it is that when this twists open, it can release. Okay, put that off to the side. Now when you get over here and adjust the zoom. Alright, so when you get right here, there's these little things right here, they hold it in. So what you're going to do is you're just going to put a little pry tool, and you see, just wedge it back, and that comes right up. Okay, oops, sorry. Alright, that comes right up. The same thing on the other side. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to close this, and then this is going to come right out. And then back here, well, let me zoom out now. Back here you have the little, oh, this is the Mercedes one that I hate. Let me figure this out. The reason I say it's the Mercedes one that I hate, because this is one of those things that gives you a hard time for absolutely no reason. Alright, if I remember correctly, you're going to jam something in here to wedge it out. This is one of those things that if you know the trick, it's really easy. But if you don't know the trick, you're in for a hard time. That was it. Yep. Alright, so what you're going to do is this just plugs in like this. Okay? So all you're going to do is pull out, but you got to press it a little bit. Alright? Now let me adjust the camera angle. We'll come back and we'll show you the rest of the install. Alright guys, so next step we got is to take off a couple of screws down here. They're T20. Alright, so you just unscrew that. Alright. And then you unscrew these. Oh, they're T20 Torx. I'm not sure if I fully said that, but they're the only screws down here, so you'll be fine. And once you do that, this just comes right out. All right. Let me. Well, actually, you know what? While we're here, to disconnect it, there's 3 wires down here. Am I doing that correctly? Yeah, so we got one in the middle, which is your fiber optic, going to come out. And then you have that one and this one. Alright. I think once you do that, this comes right out. Yeah. Okay, so those 3 are done. And voila. There's your changer out of the car. Okay? So what it is you got these 3. Oh, that's what it is. This is the power for the changer. This is the fiber optic, and this is your climate control. Alright, so if you look at the back of it, that's it. So now that we have that wide gap open, we can actually show you how to install the Dension. We'll be right back. Oh, another thing, make sure your CDs are out when you do this, because last thing you want is them getting stuck in there. Alright guys, so now we're going to show you how to tap in power. We have these things called Posi taps. I don't use them because I have no problem cutting into a wire, but a lot of my customers do. So I'm going to show you how to do Posi taps on this video. So pretty much this is the red one. Alright, so what you do is that when you open this up, there's actually a needle in there. You see it? Put it up against this so you can see it better. See that needle? That needle pierces the wire. So the brown wire here, I said brown. Alright, that goes into there. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm pushing and I'm stretching the cable to make sure it's snug in there, because you want it to be centered when you pierce it, okay? So this is going to screw into here and pierce this wire. All right, and I'm gonna show you that again. So I'm gonna do the red wire is the power wire on here. So the center wire is the brown. Always verify with a meter. Don't just trust some random guy on YouTube. All right, so the red wire, see how this has a wing? It's the side of that little wing that sticks out. That's the red wire, that's your power. All right, so I just dropped that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in here. Okay, like I said, I don't use these at the shop. I chop into wires, but I'm using these on this job just to show you. All right, so now we're gonna grab the Dension power harness. Okay. Oof, gets hot in here. These videos I keep the windows closed because there's a lot of, we're in an industrial area, so there's a lot of noise around, and it's hot. A lot of reasons you see some of these videos we stop every 2 minutes is to open the doors and let air in. All right, so red goes to red. All right, so we're gonna pull that out like that. All right, and we're gonna put that in there. All right, now once you put that in there, you screw this in. Okay. All right, give it a nice tug to make sure everything's snug. I'm gonna do the same thing. The wire goes in through the opposite side of the threads, okay? Sorry for the brightness, but I wanna make sure you guys see in there. Sometimes video quality isn't the most important, getting the information across. So if it looked perfect, but it was too dark, that's not good. All right, so we're gonna do number 2 now. All right, I'm snug. So that's it. Brown is the ground and red is the constant. This is solid red, right? Yep. Wrap this up with a little bit of tape for the excess. All right, I shall do that right now. I know how much this is gonna take up because I've done this install before. All right, so I'm gonna do it like that. So you could also use zip ties. I go back and forth between zip ties and electrical tape. I don't like electrical tape because when it gets hot in the car, it gets a little sticky. So when I go to take out the unit, I get glue all over my hands. But a zip tie also gets, zip tie doesn't do that, but a zip tie can also get hung up on something. So some of my videos I use zip ties, some I use tape. All right, that's that. Right now I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the fiber optic connections. All right guys, Christian over at Enfig. We are showing you fiber optics. All right, so Dension unit comes with two cables. Comes with this one, okay? This one has the arrow with the locking tab, okay? So what you're gonna do is the opposite side. Plug that in. So now we have dual males, okay? This is what goes from your Dension unit to your changer. So you're gonna grab the fiber optic and make sure that when you put them together, make sure that these two are in opposite locations. So on this one, this is opposite this locking tab, and on this one, this is with the locking tab. All right, so if you see that, just make sure the factory wired it direct. I've never had one not wired direct, but last thing you wanna do is spend an afternoon because someone messed up at the factory, you know? When you're install, you trust nobody. You verify everything, okay? So that's that. The other one's a little different, but I have a trick too. So what you're gonna do is, first of all, you're gonna pop this little blue thing out. All right, it just comes right out. It should come out. All right, so you're gonna plug these two into each other, okay? Now, if you look at here, okay, this has an arrow going in, and this has an arrow going out, okay? So the arrow flows. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna plug these two in, and then you're gonna grab this and plug it into itself. Yeah, that's weird. I needed to take it out to lock it. So basically what you're doing is you're making the loop here, and then you're making the loop up here. You don't need to do this, but this is the fail-safe way of making sure that you plug it in right. See? So now we have this, one on each side. Got it? That might be a little bright. It's sunny in here. Sun comes and goes, so it's messing up my light. But you see, this is the way you know that you didn't do it wrong. Because my biggest problem I have with people when I do tech, when you guys call up for tech calls, is that, no, I did my fiber optic right. And then we go over it, and they say they did it right. We go over it again, they say they did it right. So then I make them take everything apart, do the fiber optic again, and somehow it magically works, which means they wired the fiber optic wrong. It's okay. This thing's, it gets a little complicated, I completely understand. But, you know, it's a waste of everyone's time. So, all right, so here. Now, the female side that we just put here, this goes into this connector right here. You see? Oh, first put the little blue thing back in. And don't hover it over here when you put it back in, because if you drop it, you're gonna be mad at yourself. So do it over here. All right. If you drop it and you lose it, it's not a huge deal. This reinforces the locking tabs on there, but it's better to have it, all right? So this is gonna go right here. This goes into the Dension box. This goes, you're gonna have these two together go into the Dension box, and then this one's gonna go into the CD changer when you're done, okay? So let me figure out where we're mounting things. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so pretty much at this point, we're gonna run the cables. I'm gonna mount the, this is the remote box, okay? So what I'm gonna mount this underneath the glove box all the way to the back, but I'm gonna show you how to run the cables first. All right, so when you go over here, you're gonna see this right here. This is part of the kind of glove box thing. All you're gonna do is put it right at that corner, right under it. And there's a nice little sweet spot right there where you can run all the cables. It's a lot easier if you're doing it from over there. All right, so you see that comes out right here. All right, and what you do is that you tuck it along the edge all the way to the back, so you can run it neat. Oof. See, what you gotta do is you gotta go with one hand here, pull that out, and then stick the cable in. It's hard to do because, of course, I'm trying to show you guys how to do it, so I don't have the full view. You know what? If you go straight up, all right, go up a little and then back. It's so much easier. There's all stuff that's a lot easier without the camera rolling. All right, so look, I just went out, went up, and now it comes straight back. All right, I'll do it one more time to show you. Show you how we do this, so show you I'm not lying. So I'm actually, ooh, careful. All right. So what I'm doing is now I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna push that straight up, and I'm going back this way. All right, that's it. That's how easy it is. And then, of course, like I said, tuck, 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 tuck. All right. And then I'll show you that drill. I'm not gonna show you how to drill it because every single time I try to show someone, oh, you guys obviously didn't even see that, but the wires are both here. Funny. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna reshoot it because that's an easy video. But yeah, I'm not gonna show you how to drill it because it's a piece of plastic. I'll show you where I drilled it, but I'm not gonna show you the drilling because it's hard to drill and have my shoulder and have you guys at the camera. So that's it. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna show you how to run the iPod cable. In this car, it's really easy. I mean, you can get really complicated with it if you really wanted to, but this is the easiest, most simple way to do it, all right? All you can do is pop this out. I'm gonna use this tool, but you can use whatever you want. All right, so this just pops right out, okay? So now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna notch this corner right here into the black plastic. Put your hands back there, put your finger in there, make sure there's nothing you're gonna hit. There's an air vent, but it's really deep. If you hit that, something's wrong with you. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right here and just go towards the back, all right? I'm gonna use a Dremel with a standard little rotating grinder, all right? I'm not gonna disconnect this light because I wanna use this to hold it up, okay? So, just see. This is weird, but okay. All right, here we go. Now I went right up to the piece where that bends, and then I don't actually. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna stick this in here and test fit it first, because I don't want to go past that if the cable fits. All right, look, there you go. It's barely visible. Stop before the ridge, because if you get to the ridge, and now when you go in here, oops, cable. Can we make it? Can we make it without even seeing? Nah, you can't. All right, let me get on the other side and figure out the route. I thought it was gonna be easy like that, but all right. So another tip right here is I have a light in here to illuminate. Put a flashlight down and then look from the cavity to see where it is. You know what? Let me see you do in one shot. See if we can pull this off. All right, so I can see the light. Can I do this? Now what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna make the wire go through, see if I can feel it on my fingertip. Oh, I got it. It's on my fingertip. It's right here. Voila. Honestly, look, I just did it in one shot to show you how easy it was. You can, if that's too hard, you can buy a grabby tool or, you know, a coat hanger. As soon as you see the light, it kind of gives you a direction on where to go. So that's the iPod cable. That's going to stay in the glove box because the customer has an Android phone, so he's not going to use the iPod unless it's in the glove box. So that's it. That's how you run the cable into the glove box. Next up. Alright guys, before I said I was going to show you how to run the cable down there and mount it, here's the thing. We got a little custom with this car, so it's not going to happen that way. But if you go down here, alright, if you look over here, look at this piece of plastic, this flex. See this? There's nothing up here. So stick your hand back here, alright, make sure you're not going to hit nothing. Okay, you see how I'm flexing this? Let me back up a little. See how I'm flexing this? Make sure it's warm out, because if it's the winter, you could crack. But right where this bend is where you drill it. So put your hand right here. Oops, let me see if I can. Let me just grab a tool, prop it under my camera. All right, that's not enough. Let's try another bigger prop. There you go. So go right here. I put 2 little screws in here and drill it down. And then the wire, you just follow this edge. See how this edge comes all the way in? Right to the corner where I told you before to put it in, and that goes in right there. And then right there is where it mounts, and then you can go like that. You know, I'm just showing you this because we didn't do it in this car. We got a little custom in the ashtray. And it came out really nice. Yeah, that's pretty much the bottom of your glove box. All right. All right, guys, we're back. Now it's time to install the the Bluetooth, the box. All right. The way this works is 5 and 6 are up if the car does not have factory Bluetooth. If the car has factory Bluetooth, you put 6 down. Now, the Dension unit, this is the 52MO2. 53MO2 is the same thing, but it doesn't have the Bluetooth in the unit. All right, so what you do with that one, no matter what, it's always all down but 5 up. Okay, so if you have factory Bluetooth, 5. If you have factory Bluetooth and you're doing the 500 SBT, which is the 52MO2, you're gonna do 6 down, and I mean 5 up and the rest down. If you don't have factory Bluetooth, like this car, you're gonna do 6 up. If you're doing the non-Bluetooth unit, no matter what, it's always 5 up. All right. So you're gonna grab this cable here. Now this goes from the car. Okay. So we're gonna do. You see how it says car side? That's gonna go over here. Okay. Then you're gonna plug in the cable that says CDC side. That's gonna go over here. All right. Now the oh, just a quick thing. The non-Bluetooth unit still has this port for the headphone. It just doesn't work. All right. Now, where do we got cables here? Oh, we did custom work on this one. So we're actually tucking the ashtray is actually going to be behind the radio. I mean, in the USB port's going to be in the glove box. All right. So that you use the bottom USB. I don't think it matters, but I always use the bottom. And then over here, plug that in. Okay. Now the iPod cable we ran out from the other side goes in here. Okay. And last but not least, the power cable. Now in this car we're running the Bluetooth microphone. I'm just not going to show you that. The install on both units, whether Bluetooth or non-Bluetooth, is exactly the same. The reason I'm not showing you the microphone is because this is probably the first time I'm doing a microphone. We got custom microphones for Volkswagen and Audi and BMW that we're going to try to use one in this car. So it's going to be a lot of trial and error, so I don't want to post that. Also, you know, there'll be a separate video eventually that'll be just running the microphone. So for now, we're just going to plug this in here as to test, make sure everything works. Okay, and then we'll, you know, because the thing is too is it's getting dark, and our videos have to be in the sunlight because if not, they don't look great. So it'll probably be dark when we finish this up. All right, so right now what I just did was I just tucked the radio behind the unit. Stick it to the right. All right, there's plenty of room back there. All right, I think so. Yeah, in this car you just tuck it up. All right, now I'm going to put back in the CD changer. I don't know how this is going to work. Ouch. Alright, alright, so this gets tucked back. So what you can do is you're going to grab this fiber optic cables and push it back a little bit. Alright, always be gentle with fiber optic cables, don't bend them. Okay. So that goes there. Now, I think I can, nope, I can't sneak that over. So, do I have the key in the car? Yes, I do. Alright. Make sure the e-brake is down. Always make sure when you do this, because I moved the car and I forgot I moved the car. So I looked down at the e-brake and it wasn't down. I thought it was down. Okay, so we're going to slide this in nice and softly. Alright. Alright, now, just look. Alright. Now before you slide it all the way in, you're going to shove the power cable in where it belongs. This is fun. So that little knot that we made of cable. It's a weird radio to put back in. And where's the other cable? The other cable's right here. The other cable can't go in until you're almost all the way in. Alright, so there goes that. Alright, so now these posi tabs that I put in are kind of getting in the way. So what we're going to do right now is going to shove everything a little further back. Alright. Alright. And then this fiber optic is going to go right here. So I'm having issues because I'm trying to keep the visual side open for the camera. It's a little different when you do stuff for the camera, because when you do it for the camera, you kind of have to... that's not going to work for me. Let me see what's going on. You can't. Good Lord. I think what happened is that little bundle I made with the power cable, I should have left more slack on it. Let me pull this out and see. Alright. Pull out that power cord too. Let's see what's getting in the way back there. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Alright, let me put this off to the side. You can't put that on the seat because of the angle. Alright, so what's going on? You see this little cable that I left here? I didn't leave enough slack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull some up. Alright, and then I'm going to push this back here somewhere. Tuck it behind the harness. Alright. And that should create the freedom I need. So that goes back here. This goes back here. Alright, everything looks really clean now. Sometimes you just gotta start from scratch. Alright. So what I'm gonna do. Oh, that's a great tip. Alright, so make sure it goes in before you plug anything in. How's that for a rookie mistake? Alright, so we got that harness here, we got this harness here. So you know what? Actually, before we even put everything back in, put these two screws in. And then plug everything in. It's probably going to be a better... Alright, so we got that in. And then we got the second one in. Oh, my battery's flashing. Alright, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to plug in the one, which is the climate control. Should plug in no problem. If I could find it. Oh, completely off. Climate. CD changer. Oops. Come on, 3-pin power. What are you doing? Am I doing this backwards? Yep, I was trying to do it backwards. Just so you guys see, all these videos don't always go super smooth. I don't, you know, I could have reshot this, but you're going to have the same problems I am, so I'd rather show you exactly the problems I'm going to have, so you can know how to get around them, you know? I make these videos look easy, because it is easy to me, but when I do run into problems that usually happen, I try to show them to you. Alright, so that goes that. Now, let me go swap out the battery, and we'll come back and we'll show you how to put the ashtray in. Alright guys, now we're back in the car. We got a little fancy with this car. I mounted the box. Let's see if I can. Mounted the box right here on the lid, so that way when you pull it up, it's right there. It's pretty cool, but that means that the cable's here. So what you're gonna do is there's room back here. You're just gonna push it back as much as you can. Honestly, you know what, maybe there's not that much room back there. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna route the cable down here. There's not much. If you guys do this, pretty much what it is, if you want to do this, there's 2 clips right here, one on each side, and then those clips release, and then there's these things hold it in, and you slide it out. And we have plastic screws we can sell you, because the plastic screws are important because we need the. Now I'm not going to hook up the ashtray because I still have to run the microphone on here. I'm just putting it in here to show you how it fits. Number 1, and number 2. So let's put this right here. Let's do it the right way. This right here. Let's just tuck this down here too, which is the thing. All right, and then we're gonna run the cables through here. It shouldn't be an issue. Did we do this open? Yeah, we did it open. All right. That goes there. Now this goes in here. Well, apparently there's a cable somewhere getting caught. We gotta figure that out. Oh no, that was it. All right, so now we're good. All right, and that gets hidden. You put the other thing back on. But now we're gonna come back, we're gonna plug everything, and we'll come back and show you a demo. All right, we'll be right back. Try one last thing real quick. I just wanted to show you our custom microphone. So pretty much what we did was, we, next to where that microphone is in the middle, right here, there's a little mic. We drilled a little hole in there. You can't even tell. Anyone who saw it would think it's factory. And we just put the microphone behind it. Pretty cool job. But anyway, video's about to be on fitcarstereo.com. Thanks for watching.